Morning, everybody. So this morning I'm wearing brown, and the reason I'm wearing brown is because I'm going to be talking about floating. Well, I'm actually going to be doing a rant post, which I haven't done for a while. But I read an article in the Human Times last Friday, and it simply got my back up. I did actually record a video on Friday, but I made a mistake in it. I didn't want to publish it, so I've done it again today. But before we talk about that, let's talk about the colours. So we've got the 3 green behaviours. Green like this field. Thinking, communicating, and improving. Those are the things, if you have them in your diary in the right proportion, will take you, your people, and your organisation upwards, make things better, because they're the essence of leading. It's what leaders do. Then there's 2 amber behaviours, monitoring and directing. Now those make sure things don't go backwards. Okay, they manage risk, make sure things are okay. Then there's red, doing, and there's brown, floating. And depending on how much of that you have in your diary, it could actually make you, your people, and your organisation go backwards, make things worse, because it can take time away from the green and the amber stuff. And then there's blue. Blue is about living. Living is about looking after your mental, physical, emotional, spiritual well-being. It's about recharge. Not enough of us get enough of that. So there's a publication called the Human Times. If you're interested in anything to do with people, if you're in human resources, if you're in training, or if you're interested in anything around operational, logistics, legal, training and development, etc., the Human Times is a really good read. It collates all of the top stories from around the world for people-related issues. So I'll put a link below so you can go and have a look at it if you're interested. But on Friday, the hot story, as they call it, the top story, was that we are getting half an hour's less productive time since working from home, since the beginning of lockdown. And I got a bit of a problem with this. Now, I haven't read the report. Basically, it was talking about a report that researchers, scientists in Cambridge had surveyed about 730, 760 people, talking about how much time they were spending working. And what they'd found is that on average, about 30 minutes less time spent working. Now, I haven't read the report, I've just read the article, and it could be that it's the report that's a problem. It could be that the person writing the article is a problem. I don't know who it is, but I'm just basically making the point to you that my rant is about the fact that even though it said people are spending 30 minutes less working, it said that they are getting 30 minutes less productive time. Now, I know for a fact that just because you are sat at your desk, does not mean you are doing productive work. Okay, now I know that from my 20-year history in the City of London. There were times when I would do it. I would be procrastinating. I would be completely wasting my time sat at my desk, but just because I was sat there, somebody thought I was working. It wasn't dishonest, it's just the way it is. But the work that I now do with organisations, when I do discoveries, that tells me also it's the same, because I ask the question. You know, I use examples and I say, how much of your time is spent on this kind of stuff? Going to meetings where you're not sure why you're there, going to meetings where you think it's a complete waste of time, doing work that you don't believe is ever going to be used, etc. When you ask people how much of their time they spend on that, the answers come out at between 18 and 28%. 18 and 20, that's nearly a day to nearly a day and a half every week per person, spending time doing stuff that doesn't add any value whatsoever. Now, they're at work. Anybody looking at them would say they're at work. If you looked at them, at their online status, it would say they were online. But are they doing useful work? Well, between 18 and 28% of the time, no, they're not. So the mere fact that somebody says that just because you're spending half an hour less at work, or half an hour less working, to then suggest that you're getting half an hour less of productivity is a complete fallacy. And it really annoys me, because all it's doing is it's promoting the idea that we shouldn't be focusing on objectives and outputs, because who cares if we're spending half an hour less productive time? What we care about is how much less are we delivering the things we need to deliver? And that is always the question we forget to ask. And what does it do? It encourages people to spend more time on their computer pretending that they are working. And I don't mean pretending in a dishonest way. It can just be, you just can't work the number of hours we are working and be productive 100% of the time. Ugh. Okay, that's all I have to say on that. So just don't believe that because you are spending time at your desk, on your computer, that you are being productive. And managers, don't believe it's happening to your people that way either. So that's it from me. I would be really curious to hear your thoughts about this in the comments below. I'll put a link to the Human Times as well. That's all I have to say. It's the way to get the week off to a good start, is by having a rant. But hey, anyway, in the meantime, have a great day, have a great week.